What up, everyone? Welcome to the Hardin Local Weekly podcast. I am Rachel Branningham. I'm so excited to be your host for today's big special episode. This is on our last of 2025. I know I joined kind of late in the year, but I have a little nostalgia about this. So I'm getting to go into the new year with you guys. We've got an incredible show lined up today with New Year's Eve events happening all across Hardin County. So if you haven't made your New Year's Eve plans, we are going to bring those to you right now. A full year in review of the biggest business stories that shaped our community in 2025, housing market updates, and of course, our weekly events and food review. But first, let's meet all of our amazing co-hosts. Phil Taul, the creator of Hardin Local. We got Scott Lucas, our co-host. We've got Scott. There's no beach background or pool background. This is saddening. We've got John O'Brien, our events guru. We've got Nathaniel Bryan, or Nate, our business news and updates. We missed you last week. We filled in as best we could, but it wasn't as great. So we're so happy to have you back. And we've got Britten and sounds like Michele is not going to join us today, but maybe. But we do have Britten in the house. He is with our experienced eaters. So, and of course, I'm Rachel Branningham. I'm your host and realtor. I'm keeping you updated on the Hardin County housing market. So, before we dive into everything, I have to share something really exciting with you all. This is our 32nd episode since we relaunched Hardin Local as a podcast, and the support from this community has been absolutely incredible. So 32 episodes, guys. I mean, that is your all's work. I've been, Phil, 4 or 3, but congratulations, guys. That's huge. On Facebook alone, we are closing in on 5 million content views since the reboot in May. 5 million. Like, that's insane, guys. I love all faces right now. And that's because of you guys for tuning in every week, sharing our content, engaging with us, and of course, supporting local businesses and events, because that's what we're here to do. So thank you, Hardin County. We are so grateful to be part of this community. Once again, I want to make sure everyone knows how you can stay connected with us. So Hardin Local is now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. You literally have no excuse, okay? You can find us everywhere. If you enjoy listening or watching podcasts on those platforms, please follow us. And if you don't, but you have a friend or family member who does, please invite them to follow us. There's a funny little story. I invited my dad to Hardin Local to watch, and he's like, "You're on a podcast?" I'm like, "Where have you been?" Anyway, so that is an exact example. He loves to stay in the know. So if you have someone in your life that needs to be in the know, make sure you share this info with them. You can also find all the links at hardinlocal.com. Phil is amazing about keeping everything relevant up on that site. So if you want real-time updates or information as to where to find us, go there. You'll also find the link tree with all of our socials. You're not going to want to miss all of our different channels. We post a lot of stuff. If you want to see my boys being crazy, that's where you need to go. Follow us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to hit the follow button, okay? And please, as we go through this podcast, make sure to drop your comments, questions, events, or business news in the chat. We love hearing from you, and we actually try to pull those up on screen as we go, respond to you guys in real time, or make sure that we at least comment on the business updates or news that you're sharing with us. Once again, make sure to click the share button so that your friends and family can find us. Phil,
yes. Hello, right? My voice is, it's a struggle today.
It's okay.
But before we get started, though, does anyone have any special announcements? And I'm just not talking about you guys that are here on screen, but anybody watching too. If you have any special announcements, drop them in the comments. We'll make sure to get them up on screen as long as they're appropriate. We wanted to say hello to Carrie, who said good afternoon. Good to see you, Carrie.
So we have been working on a new event space, and it's called Everly. And we are closing out the final preparations. So we hope to launch next week the social media, available dates and pricing and stuff. So I'll have to bring Nate over to see everything we've done since he originally saw it, so he can speak towards it. But we're super excited. A lot of sweat.
And it looked pretty decent back then, so I'm excited to see how you've made it even better, because I was very impressed with the space. I bet you got plenty of parking, but you're right off Dixie. If this is where I've been, I bet you're less than a mile off Dixie. And if you like Cosmic Golf, even better, it's on the same road.
Yeah.
But as far as location wise, it's very centrally located to be that close and not have to go up and down the hills and use the GPS, and it's right there.
Well, thanks, Nate. Sorry, I froze for a second, but thank you. I'm getting ready to take a staple gun to a living green wall. So as soon as I get that hung, you'll have to come see it again. So
No, I definitely will. I love going to places.
perfect.
Yes.
Anybody with a special announcement?
I was just gonna say, for 32 shows, that seems like to date myself, it'd be a history. That seems like a magic number. It's a Powerball number. That is. I think it's
quick to go out there and play a Powerball.
Clearly,
I think it's
a bowler. Yeah, and I think it's impressive too, because in December, when everybody's busy with the holidays, we did hit over 1 million views this month as of today.
And it's like a double Sweet 16 too. So it's not just 32; it's a double Sweet 16.
that does work.
I love.
Bus and Bite says, "Good afternoon, wishing everyone a happy New Year's," and that's a great.
I could have been there last week. I missed my corn dogs, but I did not have the voice. I passed my voice off to Phil this week. People I missed out. Courtney's one of the first things says, "You're gonna miss the corn dog." I said, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah, we did miss you guys there.
I think John ate one for you though.
Probably.
And I went and got a double cheeseburger over at Street Kitchen. Yeah, right after that. It was so good.
Two of my favorites. Son of a.
All right, guys. Anything else we need to update before we head in?
No.
All right. So I've got a 2-part icebreaker question for everyone, and is perfect since we are wrapping up 2025 and heading into the new year. So first part of this question is, as we wrap up the year, what are you personally excited about heading into 2026? And the second part of the question is, looking back, what do you think the theme of Hardin County was in 2025?
I'll go ahead and start with that. That's okay, of course. So for me personally, a lot of people know me from behind the screen, Facebook type of person, and I kind of put myself out there locally. That's why I kind of joined the Reckless Small Business Alliance and different organizations. So I'm kind of excited for me to kind of just be able to speak more, because there's actually going to be like 2 different speaking engagements for me, maybe 3. One is just a quick announcement. We'll lead into this, is the Insights and Impacts we're all a part of. And then there's going to be a Grow series for the Reckless Small Business Alliance that we'll get into as well. But I'm just excited for myself personally to kind of speak more about the tech stuff. And as far as the theme of Hardin County for last year, probably growth.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm personally excited for just all my different projects I'm working on for next year. Hardin Local being one of them. Definitely excited to see the future. They always say when you reboot something like this, give it 9 months is like how long it takes to really get engagement built back up. So, we're getting there, and I'm excited about it. And for 2025, I just think resilience, it didn't go quite as good as I want, but it also didn't go quite as bad. And I think Hardin County the same way, we had good news and bad news.
Yeah, I think, like I said, with that, just the theme change, whether it's good or bad, positive, negative, change is always going to happen. You just got to kind of roll with it, whether it's good or bad, and continue on. And then next year with Phil and buddy Jess Ann, a little urban local maybe coming to screens near you. So that'd be a fun thing to look forward to as well.
That is another one that I'm very excited about.
John stole my word, but definitely change. We will touch on it later, but we saw E-Town Swim change to what it's becoming. We're seeing Movie Palace change into what it's becoming. We're saying goodbye to the mall and see what it's becoming. We said goodbye to the Heartland driving range, and we saw what it became. We said goodbye to Rubens and then Issa's, and then got one of John and I's favorite burgers at Street Kitchen. We said goodbye to Goldenrod and got Laker on Dixie. I mean, it's been a lot of goodbyes and a lot of hellos and a lot of change, man. Change is, it's inevitable. It's good. We had some tough change down in Glendale, which we'll talk about later too, but it always opens the door for something else. So change.
Well, I would say the theme for Hardin County for 2025 has been resilience. There's been, there's always periods of expansion and periods of contraction, and as Jim Rohn says, the same wind blows on us all, and it's not the blowing of the wind that determines our direction. It's the set of the sail. And I think that you see it in our community. You see a lot of people, and seeing the resilience of the business owners and the people in the community. the community to find out what's going on, setting their sails, and then finding a way to be successful. I think that 2026, you're going to see. I think the word's going to be pivot. I think because of the economic situation, I think because of things that are going on, you're going to see quite a bit of pivoting going on, innovation, adaptation. And I think that tough times don't make tough people, but they also maximize innovation and adaptability. And I think that's what I'm most excited about is, I've got several friends business wise that are doing new things or they're going back to old things and trying to do them a new way. And it's always cool to be able to help people and be involved on the back end and do those things. So I'm really excited for what 2026 is going to hold.
I love all of these words. I heard you guys say change, growth, pivoting, resilience. Those were actually my thoughts as well. One of the things that we are always prepared for in business is a shift. And I've seen shifts occur, but I've also seen the growth and the opportunity that comes behind a shift. It's always there. You just got to look for it. And what I have seen stand out about our community is we're always shifting, right? We're always looking for that next opportunity and embracing that change. So I'm super excited about 2026. I think there's a ton of opportunity to capitalize on, a ton of growth that is continuing here. And then personally, I echo what you said, Phil. There's a lot of things that I've had in the works that are finally coming to fruition. And so getting to work harder on those, be more present for my family. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff. I think 2026 is going to be a big year for most of us. So I'm excited. All right. Well, I love hearing what everyone's excited about. Audience, drop your answers in the comments. What are you excited about in 2026? And what do you think was the theme of Hardin County in 2025? So while you drop those comments, we want to thank today's episode sponsor, Techtel. Techtel is a local technology company right here in Elizabethtown that helps businesses run smoother and stay secure. They specialize in business phone systems, cybersecurity, and practical AI tools that reduce complexity and stress for growing companies. If you'd like to learn how Techtel can help your business, just comment Techtel on this video or visit hardinlocal.com for details on how to get in touch. And yes, you can also reach out to Phil directly since he's a partner at Techtel. So, do we get any comments, Phil, before we jump into New Year's events?
We are good right now. Whenever we do jump into those events, I don't know, Rachel, if you could drop off and join again. Your audio has a little it's just something weird that I think just leaving and coming back will fix. So when John starts, if you do that, I'll let you back in.
John, I'll let you take over. Why don't you jump in? We've got a ton of events coming up, so I'll let you take over from here.
Yes, we do. Thank you. So we've got a lot of New Year's Eve events. Starting off, if you got family, little ones, there's a couple really cool events. I was talking about last week about like a New Year's Eve. We've got a couple of those going on here in town and in the area. So first off, there's the New Year's Eve party at Little Playland. It's 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Elizabethtown. Kid-friendly daytime celebration with music, dancing, games, crafts, photo backdrop, pizza party, ball drop at noon so the kids can act like they're staying up late, and it's a fun time. It's $20 per child. Members receive a 15% discount, and space is limited, so keep that in mind. Another New Year's Eve they have going on in the north end of the county of Blazers. It's the New Year's Eve balloon drop, 9:30 to 12:30 again, kind of that New Year's Eve. Family-friendly event, $25 per pre-purchase, $30 at the door. Family-friendly includes a massive midnight balloon drop or a New Year balloon drop, as it is. Hats, noisemakers, door prizes, inflatables, skating, rental included, laser tag, bouldering, adventure course, and a foam pit. Family-friendly axe throwing and rope course are sold separately. So you can do all those events. They'll all be available, but those are kind of a charge if you want to do those things. Also, not a New Year's Eve, but a late night event or into the early morning for the kids. So again, skating around up there at the Hardin County Skateland, 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. They are going late. If you stick in there late, you can win a $50 or $500 cash prize. There's a prize I'm doing. So a balloon drop with cash prize. That's kind of fun. That's that money. That's right, Scott. That's that money. You gotta make that money. So if you can go hang out, have a fun time skating, fall down a couple times because it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. Because again, I can't go backwards. I've tried. I can't go backwards. But it's a fun time. So check that out if you got kiddos and want to stay up till 3 a.m. I don't think that's advisable, super advisable, but hey, if you want to try it, it's winter break. So it's not like they got to go to school the next day.
Do they have the little walker things that you can use to skate with?
I have never seen the walker things up there at the skate land. It's a, hey, you gotta learn it the hard way. It's a school of hard knocks up in Radcliffe. Come on.
And that is, it's a hard task because I don't need a class at 46 getting ready to be 47. No thank you.
And see, they used to have carpet on the outside around the rink where if you fell, it was a little easier. No more. There's no more carpet. They pulled that up and sealed it up. It's you hit hard, but you get back up. It's all right. It's a fun time. And they got great food out there, too. The nachos are good. Pizza's pretty good out there, too.
When you go ice skating at Obergatlinburg, it's called the Pathetic Pigwood whenever you need the walker. So, not that I know from experience or anything, but yeah.
And I will say they do have large size skates up at the skate land. I wear size 15s. They had that and above. So don't worry, they got your size. So going into some other activities we got going on. These are going to be some dinner packages, some things you got to pay that money for. Scott was talking about winning, but you got to actually shell it out for these. So Cosmic Golf has their New Year's Eve party, 6 p.m. to midnight. Select packages are available. So there's a dinner party package. It begins at 6. Entree included, prime rib, crab stuffed salmon, champagne chicken. DJ James Hummel will be spending all night. Party only tickets starting at 8 p.m. as a champagne toast at midnight. All inclusive bays are also available from 9 to 1 a.m. Those are $399. But if you get 4 or 8 of your other buddies, ladies and gents in there, it kind of cuts down on those costs. So that's really good. Dinner reservations are also available or required. American Legion post 113 New Year's Eve party starts at 5:30. Dinner at 6:30. Dinner includes a beef pot roast and rotisserie pork loin. Live music by Two of a Kind, dancing, photo booth, party favors, champagne toast at midnight. Tickets start at $60. Table reservations are available, so get on there and get those. Staver and Quill also has a nice little dance in the 2026 New Year's Eve party. 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Fort Knox includes hors d'oeuvres, party favors, DJ, dancing, champagne toast at midnight, and a breakfast buffet after the countdown. $40 to get in there. And again, that breakfast buffet is an important thing. Kind of helps soak up some of that alcohol late at night. And also, who doesn't like breakfast late at night? I mean, Waffle House will be packed. I'm telling you, Christmas Day, it was packed. Have you all ever tried to go to Waffle House on Christmas Day? It doesn't ever. They have people sitting outside waiting in chairs to get in there to eat at Waffle House. It's just how it would in Radcliffe. So we have some more upscale VIP experiences now too. So these are going to be a little higher scale stuff. Hub House New Year's Eve down here. It's going to be all ages until 9 p.m. But then after that, adult only. So got to take the kids to bed. VIP tickets are $35. They include access to the Linwood Lounge, light appetizers, one drink, raffle entry. They also have bar seats available for $25. So if you just want to park yourself at the bar, $25. You can't sit at the bar if you ain't paying. So no pay to play or pay to play. You gotta have it. You want to dress to impress though, because they're gonna have a DJ Brian Russell Collins spinning the records. So dance around, have a good time.
Black and gold theme, I think.
Black and gold, that's right. And then there's a black and white true story at New Year's Eve at Masquerade Gala at the Cavern Club at J.R. Neighbors. So below J.R. Neighbors, there's a speakeasy. If you hadn't heard, it's down there. It's called Cavern Club. 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Live music by Max Grooves. Food by J.R. Neighbors. Partnership with True Story Bourbon. It's that black and white bottle that Phil and I were talking about last week. Elevated bourbon tasting experience. Midnight mask drop. So you got to let everybody see who you are. I didn't have a mask to wear today, but it'd be interesting. Try to cover up all this beard. I don't think it'll happen. A champagne toast, raffles, giveaways, and black-white attire encouraged, but not required. So that's kind of nice, but you should probably dress up if you're going there. VIP options are available. They've got those little quarter segmented booths over there. So that's something fun you want to choose to do. Get with them early on because they will sell out, I'm sure. Also, at the Haycraft, we've got the Midnight Magic New Year's Eve. Doors are at 9 p.m., 21 and up. Live DJ, premier decor, immersive lighting, photo-ready setups, champagne toast at midnight, and semi-formal is requires. You got to be a little semi-formal to get in there. So no shorts for me. I like wearing shorts year round. That's what I'm wearing right now. I can't go. It's sad because I'll be working anyways.
It's like 20 degrees
Outside. And see, I'm inside, so I feel nice and toasty right where I'm at. If I was wearing pants, I'd be sweating.
Well, you had to walk in the boot.
It's like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's nothing. So now to more of where I would be hanging out, probably casual spots. We've got the Spots New Year's Eve party out at a spot, 6 p.m. till they close. They close at like 2. Cost is $20, $30 for a couple. So if you got somebody, even if you're not a couple, just say, hey, we can save $10. Let's go in together because it's $30 to get in. Includes, and maybe you'll become a couple. Who knows? Includes reserved seating, first drink, champagne toast, breakfast again. Again, very important breakfast. 2 DJs. I don't know if they're dueling or if there's like one's going to get tired and one starts again. I would love to see dueling DJs, kind of like the dueling pianos. That'd be kind of funny to see which one like the crowd likes more. So they got to like pull the volume down on which one. New idea. And party favors. So you got those little noise makers, clackers, all those things. And then we have the Bourbon Barrel Tavern New Year's Eve dance party with DJ Jimmy on the 1s and 2s, bussin' bites, corn dogs, steak sandwiches, burgers. Their new chicken quesadilla is really good. It's like a peach barbecue spicy chicken. Oh, it's great. Corn dogs though, and whiskey specials. It's free, so no payment here. And I'll be here working, so you get to see my face. That's a plus.
John, there's like something for all ages and everybody, whether you want upscale or just relaxed. I mean, that's crazy. And it's from noon celebrations from little ones to the upscale masquerade galas. What are your plans for New Year's? You're obviously going to be in shorts.
I'm gonna be in shorts and I'll be working. I'll be slinging the drinks here at DBT, watching all the people dance around, having a good time, sweating a whole lot.
Everyone's going to be on the dance floor and you're going to be behind the bar?
I'm gonna be behind the bar, selling Potter shots left and right.
So
It's like the ultimate sacrifice, I guess.
it's
It's for the people, it's for the people.
so you're basically getting paid to watch everyone's New Year's Eve dance skills or lack.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
It's not really just watching, Rachel. If he were bouncing, he'd be watching. He's actually getting paid to enhance and facilitate.
That is actually a true story right there.
Yeah. That's actually probably the best New Year's Eve gig out there. You're behind the bar, safe from any forced dancing, which, I always hate it when people try to get me to dance. But you're still in the middle of the action.
Phil, that's true. I never would have guessed that you weren't a big dancer. I had no clue.
If we could just fit it go to yoga, he'd be ready to dance, guys.
Get him
About the
liquored
extent
and then he's ready to go.
Now, the extent of my dancing, I pretty much mirror Rachel, your brother Josh. It's just like, just stand against the wall, back and forth.
I hope he's walking. He's going to love that. And I heard Bussin' Bites will be there too, right? So people can eat while they party.
That's it. Bussin' Bites will be right outside in the alleyway. We'll be able to get easy access, and you can bring that food on in. We always welcome any food brought here or delivered here. We don't serve it ourselves, but we allow anybody to bring any food. Even if you want to bring a bag of chips from home, bring it in. That's always welcome.
It looks like Danny O'Brien just said John gets holiday pay New Year's Eve double time. Agreed.
And I worked Christmas Eve too by myself, so that was a rough one. We had a DJ party that night too.
You really just want a corn dog, Danny said. So I agree.
If anybody wants to tip me in corn dogs, that is accepted. Like I'll take that over any cash.
Or we can get you a gift card with some bites.
And I want to see how many like corn dogs I can get in a bouquet. Maybe just like have a bouquet of corn dogs.
There you go.
Bussin' Bites food truck is excited to bring in the New Year's with their friends at Bourbon Barrel Tavern, serving 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
All right.
Well, since John's committed to working, I was just looking at Cosmic Golf, that prime rib, that champagne chicken, and DJ James Hummel, and the all-inclusive bays at $3.99. You can eat and golf your way into the New Year's. That's called having your New Year's Eve and golfing it, too.
Hey, and that does sound amazing, but can we talk about these masquerade options? I love a good masquerade. The black and white true story bourbon gala and at JR Neighbors sounds super fancy.
It does. I mean, and like I said, if I had a mask that would cover up all this, I would definitely get into that. But I don't think that they'd make masks other than like mascot like heads. Maybe that would work. Could I wear a mascot head to a masquerade ball?
That's probably the only way they wouldn't recognize you, dude. Because,
Let's be 100% honest here. Is there any mask that I could wear or that John could wear that we wouldn't just stand out and you wouldn't be able to say, oh, but based on how they walk or stand, they know who that is.
Maybe we should try it out. We need to maybe next episode we test this theory.
Hang on, no, we can test it right now, and I'll just do something very simple here. Hey, do y'all know who I am? By the way, that was a color swatch printout that I met my wife, so she's getting ready for prom season.
All right, guys. Well, audience, help us out here. Drop in the comments which New Year's Eve event are you going to? And if you're heading to Bourbon Barrel Tavern, make sure you tip John really well. He's giving up his own celebration to make sure you have a great.
And make sure to save him a plate from Bussin' Bites so he doesn't miss out on that food.
That's right. Again, I'll take corn dogs as tips.
I love that.
Get it lots of corn dog.
All right, John. Yeah. Move on to
We got some more things going on this week. Yeah. The first of the year and the first of the month. We got the New Year's Dash 5K run walk at Elizabethtown Lions Club. It's going to be out at the sports park, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Start your year out with some movement in the community. That kind of goes into a question I got for you guys. Are y'all about a resolution or not at all?
I didn't.
I'm for plans, not resolutions.
I like that, Scott.
Big difference.
Good deal.
Because here's the thing, people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. So when you're spending so much time resolving something without planning how to resolve it, that's where a lot of people mess up. But I can go on for hours.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. Well, I plan on doing the hard 75 this year. That's what I want to do. It's going to be a hard one, so we'll have to try that out. Maybe we'll
work out twice a day?
Montage. Twice a day, once outside.
Yeah.
10 pages of a book, no drinking alcohol, and a diet of some sort for 75 days straight. Wow. So
the only thing I don't like about 75 hard is that it's great to build that discipline, but it's not sustainable for the year. Right. But it's great for discipline. If you complete that, I'm rooting for you, bro.
Thank you. I mean, so I'm already working out once a day. I've already been doing that this year. So I just got to do another one. And then I read a lot too. So that shouldn't be a hard one. The drinking is a little hard working here, but it's doable for sure. All right. So
just for places other athletic. Not athletic.
Hey, that's true. Yeah. Well, we do have athletic. We got those, but that has a little alcohol. So I don't know how that would work with the. They got those zeros, though, the Mick Ultra Zeros. But we got some other New Year's Eve. New Year's Day action. New Year's Day bowling, buy one, get one free at Houston Bowling Center in Fort Knox, 12 to 6 p.m. Also, a hungover and overconfident trivia kicks off at Cosmic Golf at 7 p.m. So that's a fun time. Heartland Songwriters Association on Friday will have a showcase and original open mic, 7 p.m. at Water's Edge. They're a fun place to kind of listen to some live music over there. Some good acoustics in that building. This is a big one. People line up for this thing. The Cousins Maine Lobster, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, Elizabethtown, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Craving that lobster? Get it. Now, again, I know the last time at Flywheel, you could order online, pre-order, and that's the best way to do it. If they allow it this time, do that because you kind of skip the line because there will be a big one. Maybe a traffic jam on Dixie trying to get in O'Reilly's.
I mean, that's Saturday, January 3rd.
That is Saturday, yep. And then also on Saturday, we got live music with Jonathan Paxton at Cosmic Golf at 8:30. Kick off the weekend with some live music.
Looks like Keith and Megan Taul said, "Well, impressive, J.O.B." about that working out plan. And we also have Stacey Reynolds saying that he sets annual goals instead of doing New Year's resolutions. I agree. I like it.
All right. Thank you so much. This is such a great lineup for New Year's Eve. I'm really excited for the community, and everybody needs to come out and support these businesses that are putting these things on. And then, of course, as we welcome 2026, a couple of fun things. I'm very interested in that hungover and overconfident. I don't know about the hungover part. I don't drink out much, but the overconfident part daily. So I'm probably going to test that out at Cosmic Golf. So you have an event to share that we maybe didn't mention or that you heard wind about and you want to get that into the comments or submit it at hardinlocal.com. So before we move on, let's take a quick moment to once again thank our episode sponsors, Tactel. They are helping local businesses with phone systems, cybersecurity, and AI tools. If you want to learn more, comment tell below or visit hardinlocal.com. All right, I like this little bit because this is something that I've brought to Hardin Local with just a little bit of information on the housing market. So I'm in real estate. I do property management and custom homes. So a quick Hardin County housing market update as we close out 2025. So I'm doing these in weekly updates. We have real-time information as to what's occurring in the moment in the market. So this is for the last week, the 22nd through the 29th, all of my data Hardin Kentucky MLS. So new listings this week, we have 11 that went live over last week. Homes under contract, 12 went under contract, and homes that actually closed and families got the keys was 17 homes. So with that, even during the holiday week, the market is still moving. Activity is steady for this time of year. We typically see a slowdown during the holiday seasons. So this data here is very predictive of what we would typically see during this time of year. Average days on market is 92. Homes priced correctly are still moving at a reasonable pace, while homes priced above the market are sitting just slightly longer. Right now, this is some interesting information that you guys can remember. So the median sales price in Hardin County is $283,740. So $285,000 is the average home price from all of those homes that have sold on the MLS. So at a difference there, list price right now, the average list price is $300,000. The average sold price is that $283,740. So, once again, there's a little bit of negotiating room there. So sellers, be aware, you're probably going to come off a little bit. Buyers, it's a great time to purchase before the spring market comes and activity increases because you can get a good deal. We're sitting at about 4.5 months of inventory. Under 5 months generally favors sellers, while higher inventory gives buyers more option and leverage. Right now, we're in a relatively more balanced market, which is actually good news for both buyers and sellers. And the benefit there is there's negotiating power on both sides. So it's a really good market to be in. There's enough inventory that you can actually go shopping. You don't have to just buy the first thing that comes on the market. But sellers are still maintaining their power in the market. One thing I wanted to touch base specifically on this podcast, was that one important local trend we're seeing right now is the premium between new construction and resale homes. So here's some stats on new construction homes. We're talking 1,800 to 2,000 square feet with unfinished basements. With finished basements. They're averaging around $181 per square foot. Comparable resale homes built before 2023 are averaging about $153 per square foot. That's roughly an 18% premium for new construction, which translates to about $50,000 or more on similar sized homes. Both options come with pros and cons. Resale homes often offer a lower price point and immediate move-in, while new construction homes come at a premium because you're paying for brand new systems, finishes, warranties, and that new factor. The right choice obviously comes down to what a buyer values more, price or newness. So this is a quick takeaway for buyers. Here's what you need to know as we head into 2026. With the holidays wrapping up and spring right around the corner, buyer competition is about to increase quickly. Right now, we're still sitting in a more balanced market condition with 4.5 months of inventory, meaning buyers have more leverage, choices, and time to be intentional. If new construction is on your radar, it's important to understand you're paying for a premium for those brand new items. Resale homes can offer strong value at immediate move-in at lower price point. The key is knowing what matters most to you before the spring rush cheats things up. Bottom line, buyers who act early before spring demand spikes often have more negotiating power and better options. And we're seeing that in real time as we're getting our buyers under contract. There's just more opportunity to get a better deal, to negotiate repair requests in this market condition. So if you're working on buying a house during the season and you're looking at homes that are listed on the market during the holiday season, what that usually tells us is that we're working with a motivated seller. And so there's some aggressiveness on both sides, right? And this is why real estate, of course, is always local. If you want to understand what these numbers that I just mentioned mean specifically to your situation, that's where good advice makes all the difference. Until next week, this has been your housing market update. All right. It's time for our business news segment. We're so happy to have Nathaniel, Nate, Bryan back with us. But today we're going to do something a little special. Since this is our last episode of 2025, we're looking back at the biggest business stories that shaped Hardin County this year. I'm going to be interviewing both Nate Bryan, our business update guru, and Phil Taul, who compiled the analytics on our most watched stories of 2025. This should be fun. Nate, Phil, are you ready?
Let's
Ready.
go.
All right. Okay, so Phil, you've been tracking our content analytics all year. What made you want to put together this year in review?
I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do to celebrate, because I mean, everybody's going to know what these stories are. And I think they're important to just remind people of, because people just, have short-term memories. And I think it's good to celebrate these things and to also just review them briefly.
So tell us, what's at the top of the list? What was the biggest business story of 2025?
Club One Fitness, for a variety of reasons. One, it's for a lot of us, it's almost like a family member. We all have some sort of memory of maybe learning to swim there the first time, or playing volleyball, or indoor basketball, or working out, or Zumba, or getting hit in the face with a racquetball. I mean, all sorts of things that and the city and Mulberry grew up around at Ring Road. It was one of the first major things to hit Ring Road, and it kind of closed at the end of the previous year with not a whole lot of what was going to happen. Not what was going to happen. So I was glad that they worked with us. They sought us out and helped us tell their story. And even the story that we told wasn't the one that we thought we were going to get. I think we were still surprised by what eventually still happened with it, and the partnerships that they made and the partnerships that they've still made. So it coming back, and it's also affected the YMCA now, because now you're not hearing much about the YMCA now that E-Town Swim's back, which I think makes sense, because there wasn't really a push to have a YMCA when E-Town Swim was open all the other years. So it's definitely a story that has dominated the clicks, the views, the talking points, the comments, and rightfully so.
Now, Phil, Nate kind of just picked on it. I mean, those are all great points as to why that story trended and resonated so much. Would you agree with what he said, or is there anything you would add?
I think for the most part, yeah, the nostalgia factor. I know growing up, my dad used to take me there when I was a kid. When he was working out, we'd play racquetball and do all sorts and play at the pool. So yeah, I think a lot of the things. I also think that the way that Club One released everything was a big deal too, because they kind of like organized it, and then from our perspective at Hardin Local, they reached out to us and let us, Nate actually, and then they had us release all the information first, which did make, it a bigger story on our end with the analytics side of it. So yeah, I think that I just think that people also value this type of content. And as we go through some of these other top stories, I think you'll see that people in Hardin County tend to value cultural type business news, anything that's like has to do with our culture or is their identity as Hardin Countians. So, yeah.
Well, awesome. Okay. Up next, I've heard you two joke about grocery wars all year. What is that about? Tell me about this.
Well, I think the ongoing joke was like Nate started talking about it on stream, and then I put out a post where I just joked about Kroger and Publix being, trying to open first and who would finish construction first. And then it just took off. I mean, it was one of our first 6-figure viewed stories. It was over 100,000. And all these stories that we're talking about today. And I think it really also just highlighted, also an increase in competition on the grocery space. And it's great for consumers too, I think. And people just seem to love any construction updates we can put out for big projects. That includes the mall as well.
So did either of you actually win the grocery wars banter?
We still don't know. But I was at my brother's wedding this weekend, and somebody even asked that question, who opens first? And I don't live on that side of town. I've said it before, I live off 210. So when I go to work, I'm just hitting 65 at 91. So it's not a part of town, either side of the ring road, that I'm on every day. So I may go 4, 5, 6 days in a row without seeing it. Then I drive by, I'm like, oh, they made a lot of progress. Like, oh, take that back. They're moving. But I think it's Kroger, but like, I don't know. We don't have views inside of what's going on, what's behind the closed doors, what's behind the closed walls. So I've never built something of this magnitude. I haven't been through a huge build like that. So we don't have any timetable. Obviously, when they announce it, we'll get it out there. We'll if it's a post, we'll repost it. They let us know. We'll bring them on, let them talk about it. but I really don't know who opens first.
Yeah, I don't think we do. And it was more of us just joking about who will open first, and not as much about Nate and me arguing whether it's a competition or not. It was just a fun thing that ended up taking off, So that was an impressive story. I was impressed by the number of views we got on that one, because I do think when I added up all the different posts, it was over 250,000.
Team Publix here. Team Publix.
Me too.
Yes.
I love the pub sub. I grew up in a Kroger family. I still think Kroger has better daily deals compared to the app deals that you have to get on Publix. I do like Publix's layout. The pub subs at Publix are very, very good.
Hey, Nate, Danny just said, Nate needs to smile or else his screen is froze. I saw you smile earlier. Go ahead, Britt.
Just the retro face.
Well, I'm just going to say, as far as Publix goes, it strictly comes down to one thing and one thing only, and that's the deli. That every time we've traveled, we go south. We have an Airbnb. We always seem to find a Publix, and it's always really easy to get a meal or to plan for the group out of that. So I mean, that's a convenience. I'm very looking forward to.
Me too. All right. Well, this next one is huge, right? Blue Oval and the Glendale situation. Nate, why don't you walk us through what happened in 2025?
Obviously, it's one of our most followed and discussed stories of the year. Multiple announcement delays. Is Building 2 coming online? Then they go, everything's fine. They had a big celebration about the first battery that rolled off. So we thought everything was good. And then a story broke that, okay, hold on, maybe the honeymoon is over with. And I was down in Florida when all this happened. And then next thing you know, we hear that SK On has reached out, and they were the one to break it with Ford, to break the Blue Oval deal. Video gets released of the internal video or PowerPoint, whatever it was, of yes, they're being dissolved. People will be terminated. So from what we've been told, Ford is taking the Glendale site. SK On is taking the Tennessee site. And Ford will be taking retooling, have to basically clear everything out. People will be losing their jobs because obviously there's going to be new roles, new setup. They won't need, obviously they're not going to need 5,000 people. It's going to be retooled to make batteries for basically AI. And so it's not a AI building, it's batteries for AI. It's the difference between making a battery for a phone, but not making the whole Samsung, not making the whole iPhone. It's not the same thing. But obviously Ford does have a background in building batteries. So I think we've talked about before, people said it, pivot. I believe Britt said it. That was one of his phrases. It's a pivot. You have to pivot. Obviously, AI has developed. Scott uses it quite a bit. Phil uses it quite a bit. Some of my posts, I've used it too. AI just continues to develop and evolve. And if you're going to be part of the race, you got to find your niche and I think this is Ford saying, all right, what can we do now if the battery powered cars aren't working? What else can we do? So I think it's a good pivot. Yes, it hurt. It hurt a lot. I know I've got friends that went there. I grew up in Glendale Junction, so I see what it did to the community. But I think on the flip side, it could end up being better in the long run. I think from Rachel, from the housing side, I think we're getting the correction that we've kind of needed. We know that we've been short on apartments way before got announced. But at least I think that filled something there. So it's not all doom and gloom. You can see there's sun rays coming through.
I would agree with you. And like I mentioned earlier, there's always opportunity, right? So you have to adjust what your expectations were and move forward what reality is. And I think there's hopefully still a future for that space. So Phil, I imagine the story drove a lot of engagement.
It did. It was mostly engagement. I mean, it still had a ton of views. It was one of our top six or seven stories, but the engagement was what was very high. It was like 3 times higher than everything else. And I just think that's because it affected so many different people's lives locally, and everybody had an opinion, and rightfully so. So, and economic impact stories that are this big, which is the biggest one Hardin County's ever had, probably, for the foreseeable future ever will have. And I mean that in the best possible way. But yeah, this one had uncertainty, which kept people following. And it just turned into a really big story. It's one of the only, I think it's our only story that didn't end with good news, even though, it could have been worse, because I do know that I'm pretty sure Ford discussed just mothballing the whole facility, and they decided not to do that. So, that's good.
we're very grateful that they did it. And hopefully, there's a brighter future, a brighter day ahead. So, all right. Well, that's a pretty impressive, incredible business updates we've had over the years. I'm excited to enter 2026 and see what news trends with you guys. And of course, we love to have discussion on our posts. So make sure to throw your opinions or comments. That's what this is all about, right? It's getting to share how you're affected by the news that's coming out, etc. So, all right. Well, I think we're jumping into our food and entertainment.
I think we have a couple others you might have missed on story 4.
Oh, sorry. I'm on story 4. Ignore me, people. Okay. So then we're jumping into the food and entertainment businesses that broke our stats. Okay. So let's talk about the fun stuff, food and entertainment. Obviously, we're shifting from kind of some heavy news here to a lighter. So, Phil, what businesses crushed it this year in terms of views and engagements?
I picked a few. There were more, but I picked the top 5. And those happen to be the Local Butcher, Lake Huron-Dixie, Cosmic Golf. Those are all open now. And then some that are coming, that have been confirmed are coming soon. We still don't know a whole lot about either one of these, Chicken Salad Chick and Nothing But Bundt Cakes. So those are the 5. And 2 of them, like I said, are not open yet. And we don't really know when they're opening yet. But those were the big ones.
You got some good food places coming and that have already opened. Nate, what do these businesses tell you about what Hardin County?
Hardin County always, it's little Ariel's, the Little Mermaid syndrome. You always want more. Okay. We say that because we have Laker down in Stevensburg, and I love Laker down in Stevensburg, but now we've got Laker in detail, so good for us. I don't have to go all the way down to Stevensburg. We've got golf courses, but now we've got Cosmic Golf, and they've got great food. I've been there several times. It's one of the few places I could eat fries without using any ketchup or barbecue sauce. I love their fries. Jeremy Adams treats me great up there. I think the very first weekend they were open, I rated the job out there, and he was at the bar. He was eating out there. I've had their burger. Their chicken sandwich is huge. It's not just golf, and I can't drive the ball off the tee. So if I go out there, I'm just throwing it and hoping I hit something because it's going to be awful. I've played the miniature golf course down there. They have ice cream, but they have all sorts of stuff. It's not, people need to go out there. I think some people still don't know what it is. The Local Butcher, I've become friends with them. I was just out there Saturday getting a burger for some to make me for lunch. They've been a huge hit downtown. That they actually have hot food too. They had potatoes one day. They had a meatball sub. So it's not just getting deli meats, getting all sorts of stuff there. I think they've been a massive hit. People no longer have to go to Boone's. Nothing But Cakes was, I think, the surprise is that it was announced on our show. And if you go back and watch the look on our faces, we're like, oh, okay. And then it just kind of broke from there. I do know where they're going. I have talked to them. They will be announcing in 2026. But it's going to be a very good spot. It's going to be so Chicken Salad Chick. I do not know where they're coming. I'm not going to go too much into it. That we've detailed what happened there, but basically somebody called me out. I put it out there. 2 days later, I had it official. So I trust that they're coming. I've been there. I went there once. If you've been to the island, they had one there at the island in Pigeon Forge several years ago. I ate it there. Very good. I do like chicken salad. Usually my go-to is at McAllister's, but if I do get Chicken Salad Chick, obviously I would go there. And there's more of this stuff's on the way. K-Pod opened, which was huge. The nightmare if they ever going to open. Yes, they did. I bet it's fun. Good food.
That was a big one too that I forgot to add. That was actually, that was my mistake. That was a toss word.
We had the German American Cafe that's coming downtown. We've had Capri's that we've talked about, which is hoping to open this weekend. So I gotta get hold of them. And if they open, I'll make sure that Britt knows so we can go out there. Apparently their chicken parm is supposed to be pretty darn good. So that's my go-to. They promised me, since I've helped them out, free meals. So I'm not going to turn that down. I love free anything. So I love the fact that businesses have reached out to us and used us to help promote their brands. And Blue Bakery was another one that we were in to help out. So I love all the businesses that we're getting, even if it is, okay, we already had something like that. Yeah, but it's still a different take. You ever get Raising Cane's, it's still a different type of chicken. If we ever get Whataburger or In-N-Out or Cookout, it's still a different thing. And I think there'll always be a place for it here because obviously also too, we are a melting pot as far as ethnicities. Tubi Thai is very good as Prince pointed out. Greek people love, I was at Wasabi on Christmas. So we have lots of great Oriental and Asian and other influences. And plus, with the sports park, we want to have different things that those other families are going to want that they know and like and trust. So these other brand chains that come in will just help us out. Plus more jobs. So
Yeah. And I also think people just want places to gather. When I was looking through some of the analytics and running some numbers and reasons through my AI tool that I use for this, those were some trends. People want places to gather. They don't just want it to all be transactional. That's coming back from during COVID when people were just like Grubhubbing everything. And also experiences matter. I think eating out, trying new things, being social. So, I think that's something that we'll see a lot more of in 2026. I even was talking to Stacy, who owns Bourbon Barrel Tavern last week, and he was saying that he noticed that the foot traffic downtown has slowly started, it's coming back. Like, after COVID, it did take a hit for a while, and he's even noticed that it hadn't got back to what it was, but it's starting to get there, I think, in 2026.
Stacy's going to have some news for us. I don't know if he's going to allow me to take it or Job will be the one to break it. But Bourbon Barrel's got some exciting things on the horizon too. But obviously, they're been friends with the show for years. And so that's another one that will allow people to gather and be entertained and come together with something different.
Yeah. So I just think that these trends will continue in 2026, and I think they'll get stronger. So
I'm in agreement. All right, guys. Well, one I want to touch base on.
I got to pop off real quick because all that food talk got me so hungry. I got to eat something before work. Y'all have fun. It's great in 2025. Can't wait for 2026, guys.
we'll see you in 2026.
Y'all be good.
You saw John. Cheer, buddy.
Yep, later.
Well, one of my personal favorite events for the entire year here in our community was the Highland Country Fest. This was a big deal. We had some big stars right here in our backyard. Nate, what made this event stand out?
The fact that it was put on and sponsored by a local small business. It wasn't like when Luke Bryan came here the first time, because they basically said, okay, I need a spot. Somebody find me one, we'll do the rest. This was Jimmy Jenkins putting his heart and soul and effort and time and money because that wasn't cheap. And I saw Phil out there. I don't know if I ever met Phil face to face for the first time until it was out there. I saw John out there. I saw Grafton out there. I know Rachel, I saw you party, but we didn't see each other face to face. Saw so many local people. John Potts from Cosmic Golf, who knows what it's like to build a small business. So many people. Renee, who's also local. So many people trying to support this thing. And it was a fun weekend. The weather was perfect. I got great sunset pictures. It's so many big stars. I thought Tucker Wetmore was my favorite. Watching him play the piano was awesome. But Brantley Gilbert's show was incredible. I know the older generation liked the Marshall Tucker Band. Kelsey Ballerini coming back. I think that's one of her first shows. And she was fabulous watching her take the Grayson County Girl on stage and sing. Road Less Traveled was great. I mean, there were so many great memories. I've told Jimmy before, is like if the worst thing come out of it is more people didn't attend, that's an A+ in my book, because you're never going to get everybody to attend everything. Even Disney wants more people to show up. They're the biggest music party.
Even the first year, for a first year music festival, they did a really good job, and from a content perspective, it generated huge engagement for us, us streaming out there. John went out there and streamed live the day we had Jimmy on the show. And it was, it just had, people love to see Hardin County doing big things, especially our locals. And I think that's why it was such a big event and a big, one of our top stories last year.
Okay, so this last one, this surprised me a bit when you told me about it. Phil, Scooter's Coffee got how many views?
I was shocked. I was talking to Nate about it because I think we released something that same weekend. And I think it coattailed off of the Club One Fitness announcement because it happened that same weekend. And Nate had sent me some pictures of, where that Scooter's Coffee was going. The one out by John, that's going to be out there by John Hardin. I don't know if it's open or not, but we had over 150,000 views in 2 or 3 days on that post. So it was one of the most watched posts that we did all year. And just by post, I mean, it was just one piece of content. There wasn't any follow-up or anything like that.
So, Nate, why do you think coffee shops resonate so much?
2 reasons. One, we didn't really, up until the last few years, have a whole lot of them. Up until the Starbucks boom, we didn't really have anything. And then you had Starbucks show up, and we went from 0 to 2 Dunkin' Donuts. Vibe expands. Scooter shows up. Yoke Fellow, which is another one that reached out to us, has been a huge hit on the South Side. You've got Sweet Spot coming to Buford Lane. We've heard Seven Brew, which we put on here, is coming out to Mulberry. We know Starbucks is going to be building another one with Kroger. We know Publix, which we put it out there, the Publix one, people's like, oh my God, another coffee. It's quick, it's easy. It gets people up to the day. I still don't drink coffee. I don't get it, but it's obviously it's a huge market. And then plus now with the Starbucks issues and the continual people can get what's going on there with the working on there. And then plus Starbucks announced that they're closing several. I think they closed 40 in New York alone, which just shows how many Starbucks there were in New York. But it's just for different reasons, coffee continues to come to the forefront of people's minds.
It does even at Starbucks I posted about them being on strike in E-Town, the two main corporate stores or whatever. We had 80,000 views on that in 5 hours. So, I mean, people love their coffee.
Look, I'm a coffee drinker. I'll try Starbucks, all the different ones. Give me some coffee with a little bit of cream. I'm searching for that coffee where I don't have to use cream. I haven't found it.
At Dudgy Brothers, the Radcliffe's been a huge hit. So,
and then the what is it? The one they opened on South Side, Yoke Fellows. That didn't quite make the list on the top stories by views, but it was still up there, you know. So when you combine all of those coffee stories, that's a big deal in Hardin County.
Mentioned, I think Vibe got an award for Kentucky Living. I think Apostale's been honored. Mountain Mike's and Lindell's been honored. This is a very good. We might not be Seattle, but you're not hurting for coffee in Hardin County.
So, guys, as we look at all these stories together, we got Club One, Blue Oval, Grocery Wars, Food and Entertainment.
Sorry. Let
the dogs out. Let them out.
Bill, what's the big takeaway from 2025?
I think many of our top stories are not finished stories. I think that's one of the biggest points. You know, there's 2026. A lot of these stories are going to come to a head. They won't be done because they're always going to be a story when these companies open or when they finish their plans. Club One's still growing. The Blue Oval Ford situation is still evolving. New restaurants and businesses are still coming. The mall conversation and that project is still ongoing. And I think that's a big deal. And, we're going to continue to follow up on these stories as we get the information and are provided with the permission required, by the business owner or whoever's in charge to release the information.
And Nate, what do you think this tells us about
more on the way, more pivots on the way, because we still haven't seen what all the malls got. We know Sierra's coming. We know Home Goods is coming. But we also know there's 2 restaurants that are coming. I don't know who they are. Maybe one of them is Chicken Salad Chick, because obviously they're going somewhere. We know Yummy Bowl is coming. Maybe that's where they go, because we know they're going somewhere. We still don't know anything about Lincoln Center, those 2 buildings. If you've been out there, like I said, I was just out there with Wasabi for Christmas. If you notice the one building, it's got a drive-through. So we know Baskin Robbins is coming over to the other side. So we don't know who's going in the public stuff. We don't know who's going to get all the outlots at Publix. We mentioned on one of ours that one of the outlots is accounted for. People think the coffee shop might be Dutch Brothers. I do not know. People have assumed it might be Raising Cane's. It's one of the ones that's taken up. We don't know. There's going to be a lot of excitement to be coming in 2026, because there's still a lot more names that we don't even know that are on the horizon. I know there's more stuff still coming downtown. Capri's isn't open yet. German American Cafe, who Janine's helped us out with, she's not open yet. I know that Todd Davis always has something in the works. The Writers Building still being worked on. Nicely still being worked on. Then the Narrow just announced downtown. So there's another place coming from the Greenwell Denison girls. So many things on the horizon. I don't think I'm going to hurt for content effort. There's so many things going on. Radcliffe's got some stuff in the works. Both the Wawa's still to open, and people love their Wawas. I love Wawa. We love some Wawa.
Oh, you can laugh, Scott. Just wait for one to open if you've not been. There's one opening next to my house, and there's another one like a couple miles down. And it's like my favorite place to go now. That's a gas station by far.
I love the trip or racetrack. I think E-Town's not just the gray hair, the things that adults talk about. E-Town's gas station game has ramped way up in the last 5 years between racetrack, Quick Trip, Hux. Hux is great on the Central Hardin side, and now Wawa.
It was so. I overheard a conversation between my son and his dad, and he goes, "Dad, mommy's town," because he lives in Louisville and I live in E-Town. She has a Wawa's now. Are you gonna move back to E-Town? Like, that was the prerequisite for now moving back to E-Town. So my family's super. I've never been in a Wawa's, but I'm here for it opening day. I'll be there with my boys.
And as BJ Sanders said, the new music venue, which really is a business per se, because it is a city facility, how all those businesses, the hotels and restaurants, are going to eat that up. I mean, there's going to be other things. We've got the hotels the hotel, which we even talk about, is the hotel boom of Hyatt Studio coming to the South Side, Spring Hill, which I put out there a few weeks ago, the Downtown Courthouse Hotel, Residence Inn, which is starting to take shape, Hyatt 2 or Home 2 out by Courthouse, which I think opens in winter. So all the music venue will keep, once that's open and we start getting shows and major stars coming in, our businesses will feed off that just like they did for the sports park.
Great. Hey, do you have to go to work tonight, Nate?
Yes, I do. This is my peak. I'll leave in about 3 minutes.
Okay. Just wanted to give you a chance to sign off.
It's been fun. I appreciate you all bringing me on. It's wasn't something I planned on doing this year. I didn't even know Phil face to face until he reached out. Hadn't seen John in years. Hadn't met Scott personally. I knew Britten from football, but it had been several years. I knew of Rachel because obviously she had me on her show, and now she's on this show. So I appreciate that. Appreciate everything that she's done for us. She's a great host, and she brings a different dimension to this show. As opposed to just a bunch of dudes talking. So I've enjoyed all the friendships I made with all of you all. I appreciate you all putting up with my long-winded rants, and it's been a fun year.
We thank you, Nate. Thank you for your content.
Yes.
Thank you, Nate. All right. Well, what a great year in review. Thank you both for putting this together. Audience, if there is a business story you think we missed or want us to follow up on in 2026, make sure to drop it in the comments. Okay. I see a comment here, Bill, our new music mix. That is a big
Yeah, and we're talking about the amphitheater, and Nate kind of mentioned it a minute ago. So yeah, that is exciting. That's something that we didn't even mention.
All right. So, Scott, before we move on, I want to remind everyone of an important event we have coming up on January 14th. Insights and Impacts 2026 with the Young Professionals Network. Go ahead, John. Why don't you fill us in on it? Or Scott, sorry.
No, that's fine. So we've got 2 great events going on. You know, people seen it on the page. You're probably seeing you share it, Phil, me, Anna, Dustin, everybody else involved. But I want to remind everybody there's 2 different events going on. There's lots of them going on next month, but 2 main events that we're a part of, and we putting a lot of our heart and soul and effort in. One of them is through the Young Professionals Network. That's the Insights and Impacts 2026. Now, this is going to be an event where we bring together the young professionals and the old professionals like myself, and then the business leaders, community members, to discuss what's ahead for Hardin County in 2026. So in addition to the great speakers and the network opportunities, there's also going to be a silent auction. Okay, and this is going to be able to support youth professional networks initiatives. And the important part is that we do have tickets available. We're actively seeking silent auction item donation. I believe at one point, I don't know if this confirmed, Phil, but I think Dustin was going to auction himself off or something.
Yeah, he's got to auction himself off as a date. I'm actually doing it as well, and I think we have we got quite a bit of good content on the hardinlocal.com. You can go check out the event for it, and you can also find the ticket link there. But yeah, we're looking. I think my dad is going to bake a chocolate malt cheesecake and put it up for auction. So
I love cheesecake.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and this is going to be at the Tequila House. So it's going to be a great time, like you said. And mark your calendars for the 14th. Get out your Google Calendar, whatever you use, and just mark that on there. And there's going to be another event going on as well that we'll do.
Yeah, go.
But
Go for it.
Go ahead, Phil.
I was just saying, we really appreciate you guys going on hardinlocal.com and checking out the event and go ahead and get your tickets now. We have limited space there, so if you do want to come, and if you'd like to have a whole table, buy 6 tickets and message Scott or me so we know that you want, you want a table. And yeah, what about this RSBA event, Scott?
Yeah, so the Radcliffe Small Business Alliance, they do these yearly galas. I think it started in 2023. I think this will be their 3rd year or something. But it's another January event. It's going to happen later in the month. But the reason why I want to mention it now is because they're starting tickets for that. I know they've got some early bird pricing up until this week. But just to kind of get into what it is, the Radcliffe Small Business Alliance, it's here for the local businesses, community supporters, and gives another place to engage. You've got your Chamber of Commerces, your Rotary clubs, everything like that. It just gives an extra visibility for people to connect, network, They've got Grow Green series so people can learn about marketing and financial stuff. But as far as the event itself, it's the RSBA Gala. It's happening, I believe, on the 31st. Okay. And it's going to go on at Phillips Grove. And it's a little bit of a sports theme. I think it's a great theme to kind of start with the new year. Sports. We all love sports. I don't know what kind of favorite sport y'all like, but I myself have been into like martial arts or judo, wrestling, real wrestling type of stuff. So it's a great way to kind of get all the sports involved, even basketball, football, anything else. So, but along with the gala, the intention is just not sports things. It's more of there's going to be a cause, where community leadership can be there. And it's just more than just the networking. There's going to have live music, dancing, what you would normally have at a gala. It's going to be dressed up. I think it's like a suit and tie or black tie affair. I think you get pictures taken and things of that nature. You hear from a lot of different speakers, what they're going to be doing there. So it's just going to be a good event to kind of.
Okay. When is that event? Is it on January 31st? Did I hear that right? At Phillips Grove?
Yeah. Yep. January 31st. It's the last Saturday.
Okay. And how much are those tickets going to be? And when do they go on still?
And then the early bird right now, it's $75 through Friday.
Okay.
And then from the 3rd and on to the January 23rd, it's $100. Okay. But again, all those go for a good cause. It's going to go for a good night. We always talk about like downtown events or things of that nature. We just don't also want to forget those events that even though you want to be entertained and drink and all that stuff, this is more of a way to kind of be more involved with the community.
Okay.
So if you want to be more involved with the community, someone like myself, like I said, I want to get out more. I've been more of the introvert. This is as much of a dialogue with human beings that I have other than my wife and son. So it's a good way for us introverts or anybody else to kind of get out there and make some mingle.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. Sounds great. Maybe we can get, is it Michele? Maybe we can get her.
Michele is the new president is going to be Chantel.
Okay, Chantel. Yeah, I know Chantel. Yeah. Maybe we can get one of them on before the episode or before the event, sometime in the next couple of weeks to come and talk more about it. But we probably need to move on to the next segment, I think.
Well, yeah, that's all I had to say. So, yeah.
Awesome. I'll definitely be there. All right. So we're going to head into our Experienced Eater segment. And I see Michele was able to join us. So excited. So Britten and Michele, they're back for another food review. What are we tasting this week, guys?
So this week we are it's Little Charlie's Pizza, and so we did this for the podcast. We did a little bit different because I kind of took some raw footage and kind of sent Phil a few things to kind of do because this is actually a combination of about 2 or 3 reviews that we've actually done. We just kind of sandwiches together. And ironically, probably I don't know if I said the video of the best thing that we've had from there, but we'll talk about that when time comes. I know what she's going to say.
Yeah, I combined them all. Let me get this set up. I had a different format. Let me get switched over to it.
Hey guys, Experienced Eater here.
And let's switch this to...
By the way, any of you that do a lot of recording and everything, do you ever get tired of hearing yourself say the same thing over again? Hey guys, Experienced Eater here. I am so over that, but I can't find anything else that works better.
Well, but social media wise, that hook that they hear repeatedly is part of your shtick, and that's what people recognize. You should do that. You should have a good repetitive thing that is relatable to you.
I agree. Well, you got to set up.
And if you're out and about for lunch or maybe dinner and you're looking for great food at a great value, you need to stop in and see Little Charlie's Pizza in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I want you to look at that. That is the chicken Alfredo pizza. Look at that cheese pull. Oh my gosh, it was so flavorful. Then the other pizza that we're going to be checking out, this is the chicken parm pizza. Absolutely loaded with toppings, fried chicken cutlet, marinara, mozzarella, unbelievable flavor. And it was just a great bite. All right. I think they called this the CC special. It's got chicken cutlet, Caesar dressing, Parmesan cheese, mozzarella, basil, tomatoes. This bread is so soft. You gotta get my hunch on. It's amazing. That's the best sandwich I've had here. It's awesome. Guys, this is half.
Is this the sandwich we're talking about? Your favorite?
Yeah. So that CC special is basically a chicken. It was like chicken cutlets and a Caesar salad on a bun, which was, Caesar snack wraps always high up there on the list. This one was a little different.
This guy's jerk.
It looks delicious.
I think this may have been one. There's one of the sandwiches that they actually made special for me, and we called that one the Rodrigo special. And I think this is pretty close to it. This was the Italian stallion. It was like a mozzarella caprese with the chicken parm cutlet on there
The
chicken.
balsamic.
All right, let's watch it.
Italian stallion sub. Oh, would you look at this? This has got it's got a chicken parm cutlet like thing on it, ham, a little caprese salad. This is I cannot wait to dive into this. And this is only half. It was like $14. I had them wrap the other half up. I know I will eat that later. Look at that. Trying to hold this sandwich. It's hot. Bread is super soft. Look at the harm there. I don't know if I can big back hunch this over or not. We're gonna try one-handed. Hard to eat a sandwich and film with one hand.
I know I am.
Flavor bar. Holy cow. Basil, balsamic, herbal, the chicken. It's crazy. So I know there's some haters out there wanting to know why I was doing a review and went somewhere without Mama, which, we'd been to Little Charlie's before, but
Yeah.
So I brought her half my sandwich. So let's see how she likes it.
Oh my gosh, my mouth's watering.
Whoa, get that hunch.
Wow, that's pretty damn good. Wow.
You got a big wall of glaze there.
I'm sure I do. I probably might have it all over me. Wow, that is outstanding. You got to experience this one.
All right, guys, we're here at Little Charlie's in Elizabeth.
I think I got the third one. Is it? It's different, right? This one.
Oh yeah, this is the one that this is the one they call the Rodrigo special, and so a lot of the same components, but it was a little bit different in this. Because I think this one they added prosciutto, and that was a definitely the saltiness was a much different. This elevated it up pretty good, and it's funny because the manager is Ezekiel Daraway, good friend of the show, good friend, all friends with all of us. And when I came in, he looked at me, he says, "I got you," and he said, "You want a sandwich?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I got you." And next thing I know, I hear him back there. I hear him holler at the guy that does the sandwiches is Rodrigo. And this is what came out. And I was like, wow, I was just taken back. What was that, Rachel?
What is it called again?
I think this is the Rodrigo special.
Okay.
And it was, and that sandwich is like $14. I mean,
All day. No problem.
no problem. Yeah, all day, twice on Sunday.
I'll just eat the cheese and the tomato and the balsamic by itself. So it's got to be great with everything else.
Great sandwich search continues. And here we have I don't know what we call this, but this has got chicken cutlet on it. It's got ham, balsamic glaze, mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, tomato, and then shredded basil on a toasted house-made bun. This thing is going to be absolutely killer. I am so jacked over this. This might be the best sandwich in E-Town right there. Well, how I'm going to unhinge my jaw, eat this sandwich, and go with how thick that is. Too thick, boys. Here we go. How to get the hunch.
What do you think?
Oh, my. Chicken cutlet.
That's crazy.
The balsamic. You know what about the Pizzeria being the sandwich place and being as good as it is. And they just go. Oh, I've had pasta dishes there. I've had pizza. I mean, everything we've had there has been top.
Yeah. Carrie Elrod just said there's so much more than pizza. They had veal, mozzarella. I can't talk today, but yeah, for a special 1 week, and Michael really enjoyed it.
Now, I'm going to tell you, if you want a pizza that will knock your socks off, and it's not cheap. I mean, it's a large pizza, and I think it's $40. They have a double crusted buffalo chicken pizza, and so it's the buffalo chicken and sauce and everything, and then they have a second crust on it, and then the second crust is then covered in buffalo sauce and ranch.
It's like a
Yes,
It
is that is. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. We got one of them one day, and we fed everybody at the shop and still had leftovers because it was that. I mean, it's that much. And that's the best pizza I've had in Hardin County, and it's 100% non-traditional too. But I mean, it's outrageous.
So, and for those of you that don't know, we're watching Little review on Little Charlie's Pizza in Elizabethtown.
Mama, what do you think about that sandwich?
I had to steal it from you. That is freaking amazing. I'd like that a bunch of different ways. The chicken and oh, wow. That is amazing. You're not getting it back.
Wait. All right, guys. We just finished at Little Charlie's here. And let me tell you something. That Rodrigo special, that sandwich, was unbelievable. You can't go anywhere that we know of and get a sandwich that's brought to your table that's like that anywhere in Hardin County. That is the on the great sandwich search. That is the top of the line to go there.
The bar has been set with that one.
The bar.
Do you still think the bar had been set since you did that review?
Yes, that is. And the thing about it is, I'll say that all three of those sandwiches are better than any other sandwich I've had in Hardin County. Now, one of the things that we've discussed, because it is a trending topic, are smash burgers, and there may be a burger buster going on where we're going to go around and try some of the top burger from each place that's recommended, and I think that might be something fun to do, to create some content with it, because the smash burgers are just, they're so popular right now. Street Kitchen's got a couple of good ones. Obviously you got the Laker burger in there. I mean, there's enough local places that we can go, and I could probably film 10 videos within an hour if you're for best burger, from Hayes over in Hodgenville to Lakers just all kinds of options with that. But as far as it goes right now, the best sandwich I've had is definitely from Little Charlie's. I was told that Bluegrass Catering down on Dixie has a killer bologna sandwich. The Bluegrass Catering and Meats, their barbecue catering place, that the bologna sandwich is supposed to be pretty top notch. So that's always something that's the cool part. The quest always continues.
All right.
Oh wait,
Well, that's
there's
great.
always a bigger fish out there.
There is, and maybe we could do
You're going to be hungry the next day.
some top 5 lists next year in 2026. Do like a top 5 burger, top 5 sandwich, top 5 pizza, top 5 everything. I think people would like that.
I think that there's a lot of things that can be done there for interaction's sake, to be able to get our viewers involved, and I think it'd be really cool, going forward, or maybe on the page that we say, hey, where should we go in next week? Might be a week ahead, that we run a poll, and that's where we go and see what they recommend, and we'll see if they have taste or not. Because that's one of the things. It's one of the things that I've had people recommend some things that were really, this is fantastic, and I was like, then I've also had some people make some recommendations of places that we wouldn't have went, and it would just be outrageous.
I was aware that they had things other than pizza. I've had Little Charlie's Pizza. It is amazing, but I have written down the Rodrigo special. That is right. I can't wait to try it. So thank you guys for introducing me to my new favorite item here for anytime. So, all right. Before we wrap up this final episode of 2025, let's make sure we didn't miss anything from the comments. Anything, Phil, that we might have missed that we want to talk about?
I think I got everything. I'd already popped them up, so we're good.
Perfect. Does anyone here have any shout outs, personal or business, they want to share before we sign off? Let's make sure we wish Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to everybody, specifically to all my co-hosts. I appreciate you guys, even John and Nate are gone. But yeah, thank you guys for believing in Hardin Local enough to come and give of your time to make this a reality.
Well, I believe in you, bro, so we gonna make it happen.
Well, for us, it's been a lot of fun hopping in here from this perspective and being able to advocate for some of our small businesses and highlight I'll be perfectly honest. I think that we're essential to the show to be fair and balanced, because Nate is so anti-North that we need to be advocating for the North. And so I'll get a message for that. Us and Scott, we can balance Nate out.
Man, you take care of it. We'll take care of this.
In all seriousness, we have a fantastic community. We have amazing community members. We have amazing stakeholders, whether it be from the bigger businesses all the way to the small businesses. And it's awesome to be a part of something where we can give those people encouragement, shout outs, appreciation, and then be able to share, add value. I think that's what we're all about, is adding value and being able to do it in any way that we can. And so we're very thankful to be a part of this, and I'm excited for what 2026 holds. There may be a food venture in line for Mr. McDowell coming down the line in 2026. We'll have to see how motivated I get. So
Love to see it.
Yep. If you need the motivation, just let me know.
I don't know if motivation is really what I need. I think it's just, I don't know.
So you're kicking the butt?
Well, this is, we have multiple businesses between the Red Brick and, I have my network marketing business. I do some coaching and some consulting, and I work in our church. I have a very full plate, and the last year has been very hard. It's been very tough, and I kind of need a season to breathe and regroup. And so we get through the rest of the winter and in the spring, and I've been able to breathe and regroup and get a little more stability. We may venture into something else. You may see me. Hey, I may have a food stand selling burgers outside of Red Brick. Who knows? What's to let me do.
Well, and I just want to say thank you to you guys for your patience. I've learned this whole role of hosting and read the wrong lines, and you guys just overlook all of my work. So thank you all for your patience. It has been my honor and privilege to like step in and be a part of what you guys have already built and have done a hell of a job doing. So thank you for the opportunity. Phil, you've been bugging me about it for a while, and I truly love Tuesdays now. I'm excited to see all of your faces. So thank you all. I'm excited to head into 2026 with you guys and be a part of this and watch it continue to grow. So thank you all.
Thinking.
All right.
Thank you all.
So just keep in mind, here's how you stay connected with Hardin Local as we head into 2026. Of course, go to hardinlocal.com for all of our links and resources. Once again, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. So please follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on LinkedIn or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, make sure you follow us on Facebook. So, and if you have any business news, events, or stories to share, make sure to submit those on hardinlocal.com. All right. Well, Phil, Scott, of course, we're already missing John and Nate, but Britten and Michele, thank you all for an incredible 2025. You guys have built something really special, and I get to step in and be a part of it. So thank you. I really can't wait to see where 2026 takes us.
Real quickly,
Go ahead.
I was just to say, for those of you drinkers, make sure you get a designated driver or call a taxi or Uber, because the last thing you want to do is spend the brand new year in jail or with hungover or you don't know what you did. So just be smart, make good decisions.
It is a murder. I like it. And everyone watching, thank you for being part of our Hardin community. We are closing in on 5 million Facebook views because of you. Because you tune in, share our content, support local business, and show up for each other. From all of us at Hardin Local, Happy New Year. We hope you have a safe and wonderful holiday and New Year's Eve celebration. We'll see you in 2026. And of course, one last thank you to Tecto for sponsoring today's episodes. Details are always at hardinlocal.com. This is Rachel Branningham and the entire Hardin Local team wishing you a happy new year. We'll see you next year.
See you guys.